Hello guys, welcome back to another episode with Just Win Greatness. You can see I'm all joyful today because I have good news for you guys. I'm fond of sharing lovely good news to my people. I am not so good at sharing sad news, bad news. Just a couple of days ago, let me say a week ago, I saw that it was a bad news. So I was thinking, should I share it with my viewers? Should I not? I decided not to share it. But today, I have good news for my fellow Ghanaian nurses who are, fighting their way through to migrate to the UK to work in their professional fields. Guess what? I quite remember in my first video my video on migrating to the UK as a midwife, I made mention of a red list something. I didn't really want to talk much about it because it was going to bring, it was going to dampen the spirit of people. So I just made mention of it. But this whole red list, mist, the Akan language would say mununkum, that was hovering over loads of African countries, is rolling away from Ghana. We all know about this red list countries. The UK has red list countries, basically mainly made of a couple or a number of African countries. And this red list countries is all about nurses, midwives, health as a nurse associates migrating to the UK to work in their field. These countries, African country governments, came into agreement with WHO to plead WHO not to employ or to recruit nurses, midwives or nursing associates into their country because they were short of nurses. Can you imagine? And Ghana was part of it. The day I heard this red list thing, I was also in the process of migrating to the UK and I was so surprised. How can Ghana say that Ghana is in shortage of nurses and midwives? We have loads and loads and loads of midwives, nurses, nursing associates backlogged at home right from 2019, even before 2019. After we were posted, about 3 years after that, we had backlogs. Nurses were, graduating from university, were graduating from the nursing colleges and were not being posted to work. And up to date, there are still nurses back home who are not employed because the government hasn't posted them. So when we heard of this red list country and Ghana was part, I was so shocked.
A group by name the Coalition of Unemployed Graduate Nurses, Assistant Clinical and Preventive, on Tuesday besieged the streets of Tamale to demonstrate, to express their displeasure and disappointment over government failure to post them since graduating in 2019. According to them, staying at home for 3 years without any job is negatively affecting their livelihood. They are therefore calling on the government to immediately consider employing the affected persons. Following the demonstration, the group presented a petition to the Northern Regional Minister to be forwarded to the President. Francis Menyand is the spokesperson of the group.
We are much disappointed. It doesn't look like we are Ghanaians. It doesn't look like we are the future.
3 years.
3 years in the house, no job. When it was publicly announced by the government officials that they recruited 2019 cadre of nurses, most of the private entities were engaging, getting something to feed the family and ourselves. They laid that off. So as we are here, we are unemployed. We are not doing anything. And this might lead us into social vices.
Here are some coalition members expressing their frustration to City News.
We are mentally challenged. We are not stable. Yes. Both mentally, physically, and psychologically, we are terrified. I wouldn't have bring this child to this place if I was happy. But I am depressed. I feel frustrated. Like I don't even know what to say.
The government is treating us this way. You should do something about this. We are begging him, Nana. We are begging him. You should do something about this. Some of us, we don't know where to go. Please, and please, we are begging you. Abba, 3 years in the house. what to put in the pot and eat is difficult. So we have to eat once in a day. Why?
Receiving the petition on behalf of the regional minister, Alhaji Mohammed Al-Hassan, thanked the group for the peaceful demonstration and assured them that the petition will be delivered to the president.
Talk a little bit about this red list thing. It basically meant that, previously, agencies or personnel from the Western world, US, UK, could come into an African country, for example, Ghana, Nigeria, with the main purpose of coming to recruit a number of nurses and midwives, nursing associates, to migrate them or transport them into their countries to work in their hospitals and their care homes. Alright, so it was a massive recruitment, something that was going on, and agencies were doing this for the NHS, for example, in the UK, and then the government sector hospitals in the US or wherever, Australia, Canada, wherever it is. But then this red list came into the UK, where agencies were banned from doing this massive recruitment, traveling all the way into Africa to recruit number of nurses or midwives into the UK to practice as, in the health sector. And so during my time of migrating, we couldn't go through agencies. Those that came to the UK before us, most of them came through agencies, and it was very easy for them. Even, the recruitment process, getting their CVs together, applying for jobs, interviews, everything was arranged for them by these agencies, to the point of even applying for their visas. But during my time, it was very difficult because of this red list mist, this red list cloud, dark cloud that was hovering over a number of African countries, which Ghana is part of. So we had to apply or do the process on our own. And even during when I was doing my process, I tried to go through agencies. You send them mails and then they go like, oh, we are sorry, we can't employ from red list countries. But then there were still agencies in Africa who were collaborating, or people in UK who were collaborating with agencies in Ghana to get them midwives or nurses to come over to the UK to work for their, their facilities. But then because of this red list thing, something that the agencies could do free of charge, all the process that I'm talking about that before the red list agencies were doing, it was a free of charge something that the agencies were doing. The NHS was paying the agencies to do this for them. So you, the individual nurse or midwife, wasn't going to pay anything to the agency. But when the red list, cloud came up, agencies were now charging huge sums of pounds to do this work for individuals. And even that, somewhere last year, we had news that the government of the UK was doing background checks to find out health workers who migrated into the UK through agencies to, whether to penalize or whatever they were going to do, I don't know. But that was a news that was around. So we were being advised that if you want to come, apply to the NHS yourself, don't go through agencies and stuff. But this is the good news, guys. There is good news. Woo! And that is what I'm about to share with you. The good news is that the Minister of Health of Ghana announced in news, I pounced on this news on City News, right, that the health minister of Ghana, on 5th December, is about to go into a memorandum with the UK government to sign an agreement to bring in nurses, midwives, and nursing associates into the UK to practice in the health sector. Isn't this a good news? I don't even know how to contain my joy. So very soon, an agreement is going to be signed, and my beloved country Ghana is going to be taken off the dark cloud of red list countries. So my dear nurses, my dear midwives, my dear nursing associates in Ghana, get ready, your time is now. The red list is going to be scraped off us, and then you can go freely through agencies to, get into the UK to work as nurses and midwives. This is good news. Let's read the news ourselves. I'm going to do a screen recording of this news that I'm talking about. Let's read it together, guys. Let's read it together. Guys, this is the news. This is from City Newsroom. Ghana to send nurses to UK by Ajimameno. Woo! And this was this year, just some few days ago, December 5th, 2022. Let's read it together. Health Minister Kweku Agyemang has revealed an imminent bilateral agreement between the government of Ghana and the British government to send Ghanaian trained nurses to the United Kingdom in exchange for financial consideration. Can you imagine financial consideration? According to Mr. Agyemang, this will be similar to an already existing agreement with Barbados, where he said Ghanaian nurses are excelling. The MP for Doma Central made this known on Monday, December 5th, on the floor of Parliament during the 2023 budget debate. Wow. So Ghana has put this in her budget as well. We are engaging with the government of the United Kingdom, and we are just about to sign a memorandum of agreement after cabinet approval to begin to send nurses for training and work there and come back home after 3 years. So as we saw in the news that we just read through, apparently this kind of agreement was done, a similar one was done with Barbados in 2019, where the government of Ghana gave a couple of nurses to the Barbados government, and this is exactly about the same thing that is about to be signed with the UK government.
Minister of Tourism Lisa Cummings and other officials welcomed 95 nurses from Ghana on Thursday evening. Bostic said they would be deployed at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, the Geriatric Hospital and the polyclinics, but expressed hope that the gesture would open up direct travel links to Africa.
In spite of the challenges that would have confronted us over the last several months to get to this point, the moment has finally come. And I want to say that it is a pleasure because, first of all, this is a continuation of an initiative that was started by the Honorable Prime Minister for us to reconnect with our brothers and sisters from Africa. And of course, Ghana, being the ancestral home. It is also momentous because what happened today is that we had a direct flight from Africa to Barbados.
Some spoke with a team from the Barbados Government Information Service after a training and orientation session held at the QEH.
Hello, people of Barbados. I'm very happy to be among you here. It was initially there was an anxiety level, but after meeting a lot of you, I know that I'm good.
In Ghana, the healthcare is basically patient-centered, and I'm not sure it will be any different in Barbados here. So the patient is your priority. You make sure you give out the best to your patient, and I think basically that is what Barbados healthcare system is also seeking to give to their clients.
We are coming to contribute to the good that Barbados is enjoying, the Barbadians are enjoying, and to, if not to improve to the highest standards, to maintain the already existing quality standards that are in Barbados. So we are telling Barbadians that their brothers and sisters from Ghana are here, although we may not relate by blood, but we think that ancestrally and historically, we are one people.
Some 95 nurses were recruited from Ghana to work for 2 years in Barbados, following a bilateral agreement between the two countries. 49 have been assigned to the QEH. They comprise specialists in accident and emergency, medical and surgical intensive care, pediatrics, dialysis, ophthalmology, and perioperative care. Their skills will boost the human resource capacity at the hospital. Minister of Health and Wellness, Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostick, explains.
We do have a very good system. We do have some very hard-working nurses, doctors, orderlies, staff. But we had one serious problem. That was human resources.
I think 56 nurses from Ghana to join the Queen Elizabeth Hospital and 66 to join the agencies of the Ministry of Health. That is the geriatric hospital, psychiatric hospital, and polyclinic system. These are nurses of all areas of specialization who were recruited specially to join us here in Barbados. All of them have specialist qualifications. They join us at a time where our need for nursing continues to be great.
And this is the first government that has decided as a matter of policy to send nurses abroad.
In March this year, Barbados received 200 more Ghanaian nurses to complement the staffing needs of the island country. The Prime Minister of Barbados, Maya Motley, in an address expressed her appreciation to the government for extending help to her country's health sector. Ghana and Barbados in 2019 signed an agreement for the recruitment of nurses from Ghana. The agreement signed at the Jubilee House when Maya Motley paid a courtesy call on President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as part of her official visit to Ghana, saw the initial recruitment of over 100 Ghanaian nurses. What I don't understand is the government of Ghana going to take money from the UK government for providing nurses for them. Anyway, I don't want to talk much about that. The main thing that I'm here to share with you is that the red list thing on Ghana is about to be scraped off, and I know that with this movement, very soon, neighboring African countries, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Uganda, it is in the pipeline. I'm sure very soon it will get to your turn, so don't be discouraged. All right. So, guys, this is it, and then I'm elated. I'm happy. I'm so glad for you all. It's going to be a very easy thing for you to do, and this is just 5th December. This is news that came on 5th December 2022. So some of us, we had to apply, prepare our CVs, find information, get our CVs done ourselves, apply to the NHS ourselves, wait for months and weeks for interview offers to come, employment checks, drag. Please, this is good news, guys. Red list is over. Red list is apparently almost over. This is good news. What I didn't want to share with you the other day was that I saw and noticed that clearance form wasn't being sold anymore. Sales of clearance form from Ministry of Health was on hold. And that one I was like, no, I can't come and share this on my channel. My people are going to get, low spirit. They are going to get down. But then I got this news today and I'm like, this is it. These are the kind of news I want to share to my people. Woo, I'm so happy. Okay, so guys, this is the news that I have for you. So hopefully very soon the red list thing hovering over African countries, Ghana is going to be scraped off. Ghana is going to be taken out of it, and nurses, midwives, nurse associates, you are going to be free to migrate to the UK through agencies in your home country Ghana, through agencies in the UK. And I'm sure just as agencies go into countries like South Africa, Philippines to massively recruit nurses, midwives and nurse associates into the UK, it is going to be the same very soon for our nation Ghana. So get ready my nurses, my midwives, my nursing associates, your time is now. So if you have anything to do, any preparation, you've decided, you have it planned out in your mind to migrate to the UK, please get back to work, get your test, the necessary test you have to write, read, get it done. This is Josephine Greatness. If this is your first time coming onto this channel, don't just get this good news and go away. Do well to hit on the subscription button, and don't forget to hit on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. All right. Oh, to my return subscribers, thank you. It's great having you back here always. It is so great. Thank you so much. This is Josephine Greatness, and till we get the next news, the next video, it's ciao.